Hello and welcome again. This is Florian. I'm going to be your host for most of this training. So for the next 5 weeks, we're going to be dealing inside and outside with the Linux high availability cluster stack. We're going to concentrate a lot, but not exclusively, on DRBD. In fact, we're going to be talking about the Linux cluster stack as a whole, which comprises Pacemaker, the Linux Cluster Resource Manager, DRBD itself as a highly available storage replication target, and we're also going to be talking about 2 of the cluster messaging layers that are available on the Linux cluster stack. Those are Heartbeat and ChorusSync. We're going to be doing 3 lessons every week. Those are going to be broadcast live as part of a webcast, just like the one that you're listening to now. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the webcasts are going to be just under an hour long, some of them even a bit shorter, about 30 to 45 minutes. In those webcasts, we're either going to be doing some theoretical instruction, like we're doing in today's webcast, for example, or we're going to show you what you will be practicing in your practice sessions. We're going to have mostly theoretical lessons. We're going to have highly practical lessons. The theoretical ones come with a brief review quiz, which you can then take afterward, and which you can, of course, retake and review as often as you want. And some of those will come with practice sessions where you're actually going to be working on a virtual cluster, and where you're going to be configuring cluster resources, doing failover procedures, troubleshooting, performance tuning, that sort of thing. And as I said, those will be highly practical lessons. All in all, we have 15 lessons in total, 15 lessons in the DRBD total course. And afterward, you will have honed your high availability and cluster administration skills well enough that you're going to be quite well prepared for taking the DRBD Certified Engineer exam, which is arguably challenging and tough, but also quite a rewarding thing to get. Very, very challenging exam there, which will enable you to show that you're a really, really competent expert in the high availability and clustering field. So with that, oh, and by the way, do expect to spend about 2 hours on each of the lessons. As I said, the webcast itself is most likely going to be, or for the most part, is going to be less than 1 hour. But do expect to spend some additional time on reviewing on your practice sessions and on going through documentation. So you should be able to count fairly well on about 2 hours that you spend on each lesson in total. Whether you do that in one block or whether you spend just 45 minutes on the webcast and the rest of the time the following day is entirely up to you. We're going to be doing the lessons on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you always have 1 day in between for review and for practice, and those things. The tools that we're going to be using as part of this course for the webcast, we're going to be using WebEx, just like we're using right now. So we're going to be using the WebEx conferencing and web presentation infrastructure, which requires nothing but a web browser and a Java client. Apart from that, we're going to be using Moodle. For those of you who haven't worked with Moodle, Moodle is an online learning platform which is used by learning environments and institutions around the globe. I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the Moodle interface, which is very, very simple and easy to comprehend. Let me just share my web browser with you for exactly that. What's going to open in just a second is here we go. Now, I hope you can see my Firefox window there. Don't be surprised. just the first lesson. We're going to be making lessons visible and available as we go through them. So as I said, we have 15 in total. You will always see the one that we're currently working on as highlighted with those light gray bars on the sides. And what you will always find there is the current address of the upcoming webcast. What you will also find there for past lessons is the webcast recording. So if you ever miss a course, a live webcast, don't worry at all. The webcast recordings will become available at about 1100 UTC the following day, and you can then catch a webcast that you missed the day before. Or in case you want to go back and review a webcast that you have seen live, you can, of course, do that as well. As I said, those will become available about 1100 UTC the following day. And what you can also see here in the Moodle interface is, of course, your review quiz. I strongly encourage you to take the review quiz after the lesson. Maybe not immediately after, but maybe you want to give it perhaps a day or half a day in between, so you can actually check how much of the information you've got in the webcast actually has stuck in your memory. Those review questions, fairly straightforward, true/false questions, should be easily done in just a few minutes, and simply gives us, the people who are going to conduct this training, a little bit of feedback about how the course is progressing and how well we are transporting the ideas and concepts that we want to cover. When I say we, there's going to be two people who are going to be presenting the webcast in this DRBD Total Online training. This is either myself, my name is Soren Haas, I'm a senior technical consultant here at LINBIT, and I'm also the author of, or the principal author of the DRBD User's Guide. My colleague who is going to be joining me as part of these webcasts is Martin Loschwitz, a registered Debian developer and the maintainer of all of our Debian packages, and also a highly competent senior technical consultant and trainer. So Martin will be joining me for occasional webcasts, and some of those lessons are going to be conducted by Martin by himself, some just by me, and we may be doing a few joint lessons there as well. So much for the actual infrastructure. What I forgot to mention in terms of WebEx, if you are logged on here directly, live at the in the live webcast event, you can of course always ask questions. We don't have two-way audio, but you can always ask questions in the Q&A window, which should be visible to the bottom right of your screen. Just type the question in there, and we will either answer those questions on the fly, or we'll address those after the end of the respective presentation. If you're viewing this webcast as a recording, then of course you don't have quite that option, but you can always contact us at training@linbit.com by email and leave us your question there. And we will either respond by email, or we'll pick that question up in the next lesson and explain it there. So with that, let me share something different, and that is actually our first real topic for this course. Bear with me. WebEx seems to be a little sluggish with me today. Here we go. And